It's true, I'm literally fucking obese now. Okay, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but I did just come off of a very enjoyable dirty bulk. As you can see by the fact that I now have facial hair, no jawline, and am wearing a literal fucking ice cream shop shirt. So, after a few too many trips to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, over the past 3 months I've gained about 20 to 25 pounds. I didn't exactly plan to put on weight that fast. I mean, come on, 1.5 to 2 pounds a week is pretty fucking rapid. And it shows. But the weight gain phase itself was intentional. Now, I definitely do not recommend that you gain weight that rapidly, but I'm confident enough in my ability to diet it off that I allowed myself to really enjoy whatever foods I wanted during the weight gain phase. On top of that, I've spent a shit ton of time throughout the past 3 years being super strict on my diet, and I just felt like it was time for a break from all of it. I still logged everything I ate in MyFitnessPal, just to give myself some form of accountability. I didn't eat whatever the fuck I wanted. If I actually did that, I would probably be well over 200 pounds right now, I'm just gonna be honest. And of course, I was making sure I was hitting my protein the entire time, somewhere within the range of 180 to 200 grams a day. But to say the least, there was a lot of pizza and gummy bears consumed throughout the past 12 weeks. So to sum it up, this bloat lord phase basically boils down to me wanting a break from dieting and wanting my ass and chest to be bigger than every girl's in a 30-mile radius. So on that note, I did gain a really good amount of muscle and strength, but again, because of how fast I gained the weight, a very good chunk of that was fat, which leaves us with this. What's next? Do I just keep getting fucking fatter? Well, unfortunately, I can't really afford to keep doing that based on my current stats. So it's time to diet it off. Luckily, as you all know, I'm not just a professional bulker here. I'm an expert starve maxer. So let's get into how I'm actually going to get this weight off. I'm gonna quickly run through all the dieting basics as a refresher for you guys, or in case you're new to this whole unfat thing. And then I'm gonna break down the specifics of the strategy I'm gonna be using, which I've kind of more recently put together using my own experiences, and what's worked pretty well for my one-on-one coaching clients. First link in the description if you would like to be one of them. So, at the end of the day, everything boils down to calories in, calories out. If you're not in a caloric deficit, you're not going to lose weight. I've gotten to enjoy food so much throughout the past 3 months that I'm going to take this cut extremely aggressively. I'm probably going to lose about 2 to 3 pounds a week, especially at the start. I'm kind of sick of food right now, I'm not going to lie. There's 3,500 calories in a pound of fat. So, if you get your daily maintenance calories using an online calculator, subtract 500 from that, there's 7 days in a week. 500 times 7 gives you 3,500. So a 500 calorie daily deficit will lead to you losing 1 pound of fat per week. Now I'm going to take things extremely aggressively and aim to lose 2 to 3 pounds a week, at least for the first few weeks of this diet, just because I'm at a point where I'm really sick of food right now. I know I can handle it, I literally do this shit for fun now. If I had to guess, probably for about a month or two, just completely melt fat off like I'm Starvin' Marvin from South Park. As far as the actual foods I'm going to be eating, it's going to be like 90% lean meat here. I don't have a lot of carbs to play with, so lean ground beef, lean ground turkey, chicken breast, eggs, egg whites, dust, lint, cigarettes, that kind of thing. So calories in, that's out of the way. Next we have to move into calories out. So when it comes to cardio, you want to prioritize low impact, low intensity, steady state cardio. Usually your best bet is going to be walking, incline walking, or the elliptical. If you're trying to lose weight quickly, you pretty much just want to move as much as humanly possible, which leads me to what I'm going to be doing. I have recently acquired a absolutely phenomenal and delectable standing desk, which I've conveniently placed my amazing little treadmill in front of. This is going to allow me to hit about 10 miles a day. Again, I don't really recommend that you guys take things this aggressively. I'm just doing it because I know I can. Unless you got that dog in you like me. Even then, doing this for like 6 to 8 weeks is honestly pretty tough. But having something like a standing desk makes it actually pretty fucking easy to hit like 10 miles. Realistically, that's about 3 to 4 hours of being at my desk, which is about what I would end up doing anyways with work, school, answering emails, editing videos. So again, my lifestyle is kind of designed in a way where I can get away with doing this with fairly minimal effort right now. Next up, resistance training. The solution to depression is obviously having ginormous biceps. Nothing about my training is gonna change now that I'm going into a cutting phase. Well, actually, there's a couple of minor things that might change. change. First of all, PRs, heavy, really low rep strength training type sets are pretty much out the window because I'd prefer not to snap my joints and I'd actually like to recover from my workouts. So my rep ranges are going to be about 8 to 12 reps, but again, that's still my typical hypertrophy training routine anyways, so not much is going to be changing here, other than the fact that I'm probably not going to gain any strength anymore. And that's just because 1, I'm dieting really aggressively here, and 2, in general, when you go into any kind of cutting phase or calorie deficit, your body's just not getting the fuel it needs to put on new muscle tissue or gain strength. Now in general, I recommend push-pull legs, but I recently started doing push-pull legs arms, and that's just because I noticed my physique is extremely torso dominant, and I've been wanting to bring my arms up a little bit, so I added some extra volume for my arms. But I'd say probably like 80 to 90% of you guys watching this, push-pull legs will do you just fine. You probably don't need an arm day. In fact, I'm considering switching it over to a second leg day. So pretty generic stuff. Eat less, push-pull legs, do cardio. Next, I'm going to talk about recovery. For some reason, when I don't sleep enough, junk food just looks a lot more appealing. When I get 8 hours of sleep, a bowl of strawberries looks absolutely amazing. When my sleep is absolutely fucked, that Order Now button on the Insomnia Cookies app looks a lot more appealing. So on top of the ridiculous amount of health benefits and just the fact that you kind of need sleep to recover from your training anyways, sleeping enough can be huge in controlling your appetite and cravings. Which leads me to a little bit of an interesting side note here. As it turns out, I actually have severe insomnia. Which on my mass gaining phase, I was treating with melatonin, CBD, and THC gummies. Interesting little note about THC. Regardless of how I consume it, for some reason it turns me into an absolutely ravenous animal, this otherworldly monster capable of eating enough food for 10 people. That's genuinely not an exaggeration. So personally, THC and cutting just doesn't mix well, and that seems to be the case for the majority of the clients I coach and a lot of you guys in my audience as well. So if you're smoking that loud Bubba Kush, maybe consider cutting it out to help things go a little bit more smoothly with your diet. Another useful tip, if you're gonna party, if you're just dead set on drinking anyways, stick to vodka. Don't drink fucking beer. You're getting in like twice the calories and it tastes like shit anyways. Your goal here is to get as drunk as humanly possible for the least amount of calories. So now some actual strategy for you guys. If you don't have it, get the MyFitnessPal app. I don't have any kind of affiliation with them, but it's the most badass, immaculate fitness app, diet tracking app available. It's probably not actually. There's probably tons of other ones you can use. It's just the one I use. Anyways, super simple strategy. In fact, you don't even need this strategy if you follow everything else I just outlined. But this just makes things a lot easier, especially if you're going on the more aggressive side of dieting. What I've been doing recently is pre-planning out my meals. All my calories on MyFitnessPal the night before. That way, I don't have to think about what I'm actually gonna go for and eat when I'm going through my day. So like breakfast, 3 eggs, maybe some egg whites. Lunch, 8 ounces of turkey and like strawberries and a vegetable. Who am I kidding? I don't fucking eat vegetables. Fuck vegetables. Anyways, I've basically been like pre-planning my meals out on MyFitnessPal, and that seems to really take a lot of like the mental fatigue, I guess, out of the diet. Like for example, if you come up to lunch and you see you have like 1,300 calories left, it's a lot easier to just go for takeout and spend a lot more calories than you need to, or otherwise would have if you had pre-planned exactly what you're gonna eat down to the gram. And then on top of that, if lunch rolls around and you have like ground turkey pre-planned for you to eat, and for some reason you're just absolutely not fucking feeling ground turkey, like the thought of ground turkey again for the 12th time makes your stomach absolutely turn, then you can just easily swap it out with another meat for like the same amount of calories. Basically, it's just a really nice way to kind of lay everything out and kind of decrease the probability of you going over your calories by like 20%. And I just completely fucking made that number up, but that's kind of like my rough estimate here. So if the video was helpful, hit the epic subscribe button. Click on the first link in the description if you're interested in being coached by me. Watch all my videos so I get more ad revenue. What else?